straight from the heart. You know I'll never go, long as I know it's coming straight from the heart. And it's Thursday. It's Thursday. And notice if you are a listener, I can't see, I understand like some of the things that you have to change about yourself. I do realize that. I was going to say if you noticed, I didn't say anyways. Like usually I bet you, like a lot of my openers, I bet you like I come up, I'll say something. All right, let's go back. I got into the car. All right, here's the turn. We're going to take it. We're going to take a chance there. Not supposed to take it. Ooh, I feel good. Liberation. I lucked out. We're doing it for you, the listener. But, alright, let's go back. Alright, we start off with a little Cinderella. Nobody's fool. And then I was straight from the heart. And then, I don't know. Who knows? You see, you gotta have good memory. Or you gotta be able to, like, follow something. Especially if you're, like in the news media. Or whatever. Like, how, like, Jim Acostas and Hallie Jackson and April Ryan. Or whoever. Let's park over here. Let's park like this. Straight from... you know how, like, they gotta listen to press conferences. Hey, believe me, none of this is planned. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I know one thing. I know you got to be careful. I know we got a nice coffee. But the thing is, usually I'll say anyways. I go anyways, like whatever I said, all right? So I said straight from the heart. I probably said welcome or something, I'm trying to think, go back to that point. Where after I sing, straight from... It's a beautiful song, by the way. It brings back a lot of memories, especially for people from our generation. But, see, right there, I would usually say anyways. But, okay, try that again. Straight from the heart. Beautiful song there, too, man. Brings back memories, especially from people from my generation. Then I'll go, anyways. I don't think that's... I don't know the right or what word. I know we lost a lot of people back then. I don't think you're supposed to say So, but anywho, no, I can't say anywho. Okay, let's begin with, I guess, Steve Colbert and Jim Acostas. And Jim Acostas had on the American flags for socks. American flags. And I'm thinking, I have some time to think about this. I want to see it from a lot of different sides. And I know it's going to get really tough, especially on the internet and everything like that. I wouldn't share anything controversial, or I wouldn't say anything that goes against, the way you're supposed to speak. And I'm trying my best. I'm trying to, that's why I'm going to start off with little things. I have my coffee. Start off with little improvements and work your way up a little bit, because we're just like saying independent, or like a libertarian, or someone who's just observer, and critiquer, and we do our best, just like Costas Live people say, we want to keep you honest. We want to keep you on your toes. The American people deserve to know They deserve to know the truth. They deserve to know the best. Can't keep that from them. But yes, I do see how a lot of people do, come to these conclusions. I mean, especially, if you, look at the late night host. I mean, look at all of them. I mean, while that was going on, while the interview with Jim Acosta was going on, yeah, Ryan Seacrest. I mean, it's just and then Kimmel. I didn't flip over to him, but then simultaneously, then you have Cooper, you have Lemon, you have everybody. Like, you have Rachel Meadows. I mean, she was almost like in tears a little bit, like giving like whatever account. And I guess a new guy got it, a Collins, a New York rep. That's all we need. I know there's some people in the area kind of upset about Cuomo, but there's really nothing you can do. Like Whoopi said, Whoopi Goldberg, she always says this. She says, don't holler, don't scream, don't yell, don't fuss. Put your foot into the booth. Put your foot into the booth and vote. That's all you can do. I mean, looking back on all of this, I mean, if I happened to, I started this all late, and I appreciate the opportunity to have an audience, and this week, or this month, well, what were we, the 9th? Actually, Hiroshima was like the 6th through the 9th, I believe. I think so. I think like the 6th through the 9th. I think today, the 9th, was like the final day, stuff like that. But there is a lot of news that goes like without a reminder. I mean, it's just every single day, and I can see where people can get an opinion very easily. And then, like I said, the election's coming up and everything, and it does seem like Trump is kind of getting under their skin, kind of getting the best of them. So I believe, straight from the heart, wholeheartedly, I believe it's time, for them to, on here especially, just shut down voices. And that would probably be like what I'm saying here. I don't think you're going to be able to do that. But even on YouTube, these are private entities, these are private companies. They all have a lot of money. Someone's like listening to this. It's not like I'm like a bad guy, like I'm swearing or anything like that, or I voted for Trump or anything like that. I'm just a concerned person in a way, and I think there's a lot of people. I think they need a voice, but as we can see right now, it's like, well, what can you do? What can you do? You get in, you put your foot in the booth, and you vote. That's all. I don't understand why we just can't have like feelings discussed among one another. What we think. We think, I mean, what if I say, hey, I think you're going a little bit too hard on them? No. And like when I said, like, well, what's the next move? I mean, don't you think this is going to be kind of like edgy? I mean, so close to the edge. I mean, after all this fighting and back and forth, and now we're coming down to the Mueller thing, and you're not going to get me on perjury. You're not going to set me up here. Time for the coffee. But anyway, so what else? What else do we have here? You're on time, interruption. You're definitely on time. It doesn't take much for me to just go off the video here. And yes, it's time for me to make a move. I just want to say, if it comes down to that, I appreciate the time on here. I'm just going to be a regular person right now, but I don't see the problem with just calming people down and just saying, like, do we know what we're doing? Is there a plan? Okay, say, it just seems, with the media and all this kind of stuff, it just seems like no way, Jose, are we ever going Republican. All right, looking at both of them, all right, with all this stuff, with the money and everything like that. I mean, you look at it. I mean, like Alyssa, whatever, I forget her name. She was on Set Green. Alyssa, jeez, maybe she was in one of the Poison Ivy movies. She was a big teen idol girl. She's an activist now. Alyssa Milano, I don't know how to say her name, but I mean, just look. I mean, just see. I mean, like all these companies. I mean, and if you're gonna like take out like voices, I mean, I could have never made it in Hollywood because of my views. I could never made a talk show. I couldn't do a talk show. Couldn't do a late night. I mean, Colbert could. Just comes out, does a little dance and everything. Makes fun of Trump. And like I said, I took a little time to look at it from the other side. Could he possibly be all these things? Yes, he could to some people. Some people might view that as that. They might view him as all the things that they say he is. And that's something to consider. Like when you're talking, when you're speaking, and you realize that there are people, they'll listen to you, but they're not going to agree with you. But I'm saying, where did all this come from? I mean, was it like this, before he ran? When he had the Apprentice show and everything like that. I mean, he went under the radar all that time. And just like, all the things that come out now. 20 years ago incidents, Les Moons, people just dropping like flies, O'Reilly. If you think about it, just think about all the people just here one day, gone the next. Or some kind of thing that they did. I don't know. It all seems kind of weird at times. Especially like you learn during the week. These companies maybe TV. What can you watch? What can you watch? I mean, they want to control 100% of it. Seriously, I have no objections to other people's views, but what if you just don't feel it? What if you say to yourself, okay, both of them are bad. Democrats and Republicans both get rich. They both do pretty darn good. I mean, you see the salaries. You see all right, so one guy, a lot of people get in trouble for what this guy has gotten in trouble for, or he's not. I mean, yesterday they had him guilty. I mean, Hallie Jackson or whatever it was. I think it was Hallie Jackson. But all of a sudden they got Collins, and they got pictures of. They make sure they have pictures of him with Trump signs and this and that. And a lot of goes on like that's their news. That's the thing that pains me a lot. Because they're so good at it with him, but they weren't like that for 8 years. None of this. None of analyzing and checks and balance, checking, more coffee. Checking out things. to see, if it's going to be fair. Straight from the... Oh, I know we ran way over on the opener. But I'm not bringing twinkles in. Have you noticed that? Now all of a sudden the rain's coming down. I haven't had twinkles in a while. Alright, we'll have twinkles when we get back.